Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome back to this channel. Today, I would like to talk about a recent art exhibition taking place at GMBB Mall at Bukit Bintang, Kuala Lumpur. And this art exhibition, is entitled My Idea, and it's from a collective art group called Artis Gomen, and it's a collaboration project. It's been done at APS Gallery, Angkatan Pelukis Malaysia Gallery, and in conjunction and collaboration with Tukang Arca at home, University Technology Mara or UITM Malacca, College of Creative Arts. Specifically, most of these artists are from the Department of Fine Arts, so they are academic artists. And then also Guest Gallery Art Shop and also Artist Gomen. So this exhibition takes part starting from the 13th February until the 28th February, and still is ongoing. And this video is actually, I'm going to share some of the scenes and situations which happened on the opening session, which happened 19th February 2023. So these are some of the, as you can see, some of the scenes, some of the visuals that is portrayed in the video. And as you can see here, this is one of some of the important art shows by Artist Gomen, and the concept of my idea is just like any other concept which belongs to a framework of ideas and ideas or series of ideas which endeavors originality, identity, as well as novelty. So it's actually an academic artist exhibition, which most of the artists from Artist Government Art Group, are actually artists and also academician. So Artist Gomen is an art group based in Malacca, where most of its group members are fine art academic artists lecturing at the College of Creative Arts, University Technology Amara, UITM Malacca. And Artist Gomen, interestingly, if it's translated directly, it means a government artist, where every or each of these group members shares a common vision on being truthful towards their discipline and practice. And at the same time, as a curator, I managed to meet Mr. Mohamad Majdi Amir, who is actually the curator at the National Art Gallery, who is actually the head of the section of research and also industrial linkage and development. So we had a talk, a meet and greet, and he shared his thoughts and some of his perspective on the Malaysian art scene, and it was a great insight, and it was also an opportunity to meet him in person. And at the same time, so this is some of the visuals of me hosting or bringing Mr. Sharul, who is actually the person who officiated the event. And this is the scenes or situations at time of the event. So as you can see, there's a lot of guests coming, and most of them are educators, and most of them are also artists and also fine art students coming from Malacca and also Shah Alam and corners of the Klang Valley. And as you can see, there's Dr. Rosli Zakara with the microphone. He's hosting the event. He's giving a talk more or less about Artist Gomen, what was the vision, what was the mission, and what is actually the concept of the idea or approach of this whole art exhibition presented by Artist Gomen and Tukang Arca. So, and also in this picture, you can see Dr. Rosli Zakaria representing Tukan Arca at home, also Artist Gomen, presenting an appreciation gift for Mr. Sharul Izam, who has already officiated the event. And at the same time, before the event took part in the morning, most likely like 10 a.m. There was an art talk about my ideas in the Malaysian art scene by Dr. Shamiza Abu Hassan. So she was also a member of Artis Gomen, and she's also uh, the member of the Department of Fine Art in UiTM Malacca. So it was an insightful thought. It was an insightful discussion, and they shared different ideas and perspectives. And what's more important is that I would like to give a glimpse or a little bit of some descriptions on some of the artworks. So starting with, this is an artwork by one Muhammad Zulkifli from the work entitled Malacca di Mata Dunia, or translated as Malacca in the Eyes of the World. This artwork invites the audience towards the artist's apprehension on the social surrounding between the past and the present, where the artist describes the work of art as drawings in the process of printing, which is viewed as a valuable process in confronting ideas and concepts preliminary towards the process of creativity in art. The artist ascribes that Malacca once had a hegemony in the past as one of the earliest kingdoms to embrace Malay language as lingua franca, as well as embrace Islam as an official religion throughout the Malay world archipelago. So the next artwork, what I can describe is from Dr. Shamiza Abu Hassan, or Shamiza Abu Hassan, from the work QRID, which was done in the year 2021. The artwork guides the audience towards ideas and concept of social identity and accessibility. Social identity and the accessibility. The artist describes the title of the work as connoting towards the acronym of a quick response code, as well as identification. And moreover, the artist shares in producing this work of art, it is a process of capturing a situational experience into symbols, which translates as a social context, which we uncovers ourselves. And slowly, we are very exposed towards digital information as for now, and in regards of identification or QR codes, which are vulnerable in terms of globally exposed through data and pixels. So these are some of the ideas by the artist herself. The next artwork is by Shaharia Rushdie, titled Al Mizan 2, which was done in 2023, which takes the audience towards the balance and imbalance of resource as well as consumption we confront in life. The artist describes that in the world we live in today, almost everything neglects the balance of need and greed, where we often take more than we need or give. The artist further ascribes that calculation on decisions on the rate or rations we take for ourselves are rarely to be shared with others, where the artist draws a correlation between global climate change we face today and the direct consequences of this sort of imbalance. So this artwork is by Shahrul Munir Muhammad Kaulan, titled The Last Tooth, done in 2023, which evokes the audience towards a social exploration of decision making in life through our own formative stage as children's playing toys. So the artist describes the title and subject of the work of art as inspired from the game Crocodile Dentist, which the artist ascribes as a children game which challenges one's mind to think critically or conveniently. The decisions we choose shapes the story of the game as reflected in our journey in life. So this work is by Salma Ali, titled "Do It If You Dare," with a capital Dare, and been done in 2022. The work recalls towards the impacts of corruption through her symbolic visuals presented as implications in regards to a convicted felon. The artist describes the work of art as a narrative which a corrupted person would face in this world as well as the hereafter. So the artist further ascribes that the implication one shall receive in the afterlife would be more critically harsh rather than as addressed in the world we find ourselves. And this work is by Dr. Rosli Zakaria or Rosli Zakaria. Title of the work is Cerita Politik Perjuangan dan Selesai, which was done in 2021, which brings the audience towards the artist's comprehension in regards to political scenario presented during the major pandemic outbreak and movement control order, where the artist finds himself as describing making works of art in the face of the pandemics is at times challenging and most of the times confusing due to the unrest political issues the nation faced. And the artist further describes or ascribes that the confusion an artist must address between to respond or restrain divides, where finally he believes that at the end of the day politics should stay as politics for the politicians. And this work of art is by Muhammad Sarudin Supa, titled Mayang Series, done in 2023. It invites the audience towards the sublime beauty in creations of nature by our almighty creator. The artist describes the Mayang series as the artist's current artistic exploration in art practice. During his recent residency workshop with celebrated sculpture artist Raja Shariman, the artist is moved by the unique characteristics of the palm tree flower compressed through process and pressures in nature, finally giving birth towards beautiful lines, shape, space, textures, as well as form. And the concept of compression and expansion encapsulated by the artist's subject, as we can see, is manifest as a reflection of growth and decay as a crucial process throughout our conscious reality in life. Okay, so this work of art is by Muhammad Saharuddin Sabu. The title is The Inclined Man, done in 2023, invokes the audience towards characters of mankind through the artist's material approach as well as process in metal casting. So the context as of today, the artist described the form of his work of art connotes to the physicality of humankind in a challenging context as we find today. The artist further ascribes that every individual is unique by his or her physical as well as spiritual character, molded by the social background setting they find themselves. These characters shape us into a person who seeks for opportunity or even takes opportunity from others, between being oppressive or being depressive in life. This work of art is by Muhammad Ali Azra'i Bebit, and there's multiple works, and one of them is entitled as The Infinity Way, done in 2023, which takes the audience towards an infinity journey in life where knowledge and experience is a process to embark rather than a race to compete. The artist describes that the work of art is inspired by humankind's journey in life, where everyone wants something or everything. The artist further describes that the staircase in the work of art represents the path to be taken in life, with obstacles, sometimes as a product of ourselves, sometimes we compete with no one other than ourselves. And this work of art is by Muhammad Fitri Samsudin, titled Mencari Arah, been done in 2023, which is translated as Finding Direction, guides the audience towards making mankind's compass of eternal success. So the artist describes everyone, which everyone is created by the Almighty Creator, which is Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and they have their own role and story in life. Even though these roles differ uniquely from one creation and the other, the ending story is the same, which is to confront death. And the artist further describes that hope and despair in life does not take our image of happiness. However, or does not capture that image of happiness. However, it reminds us of the eternal life to seek one's alignments on one's direction towards the objectives given by one's creator. So this work of art is by Hisamuddin Ahmad from the work Penghujung Titiwangsa series, been done in 2023, translated as The Corners of Titiwangsa Mountains or Big Range. It recalls the audience towards the artist's sublime self-exploration journey in completing his hike at the Titiwangsa Mountains. The artist describes that his presence between the corners of the Titiwangsa Mountains are separated between the wet valleys at one side filled with geometric forms of rocks, and at the other with structured rocky cliff which forms mountains supporting trees and ecosystems of nature. And he further ascribes his corresponding experience between both entity of man and nature, which he cherishes in his work of art through the moving character, colors, lines, space, as well as shapes. So this work of art is by Haslinda Abdul Razak, or Dr. Haslinda Abdul Razak, titled Bunga Saku, done in the year 2022, translated as A Pocket Flower, which evokes the audience towards questions on identity as well as personality we carry throughout our lives. The artist describes the title Pocket Flower, addressing certain visual symbols or image and motifs in regards to the Malaysian RM currency. The artist further ascribes that flower is a metaphor of growth as represented on the ringgit or visual representation connoted as a currency, which has that character, which brings happiness as well as satisfactions in life. But nevertheless, a pocket refers to an ephemeral place or space which changes through the context of time. The interplay between both ideas presents the pocket flower as a conceptual artwork which plays with both dichotomy of ideas and concept. This work of art is by Diana Ibrahim, from which the title of the work is Capsule Vitamin #1 CVT1, been done in 2022, which brings the audience towards the artist's perception on values of integrity, moral, as well as ethics. The artist describes the work of art as cynical in regards to the moral issues which takes place at the heart of the society we find ourselves. The artist further describes that currently we are being served with political news regarding our political leaders addressing lack of responsibility upon serving the nation's trust. However, issues regarding to the lack of integrity does not belong to a specific class, race, or institution. It is a fundamental issue we find inside ourselves, which needs more medical attention, very personal level, which is less physical and more spiritual, such as an idea of a capsule vitamin of integrity. And this work of art is by Baharim Samuri, which is YB with a capital YB, Black Envelope, been done in 2022. Which takes the audience towards a political dilemma, questioning the self-awareness of citizens as victims of an unjustifiable political crime. The artist describes the theme of the work of art as inspired by issues during the selection of political candidate. Bribings, slanderings, as well as empty promises are normalized casually as a normal situation and a strategy upon winning votes. So the artist further ascribes that the title of the work of art specifically refers to one of these strategies by political leaders, such as the black envelope or bribing voters in corrupting the future of the nation through unjustifiable political crime. And this work of art is by Azhari Khalil, and the title of the work of art is Autodidact. And it is done in 2022, which invokes the audience towards a social dilemma which impacts the credibility as well as criterion of knowledge. The artist describes autodidact as a person who teaches himself or herself rather than being taught by a teacher formally. Through such conceptualization, knowledge in the reality we find ourselves are portrayed in a fragmented situation where data as well as information in digital media is justifiable or justified as credible knowledge in the eyes and lies of an autodidact. The artist further ascribes that ideas on this work of art are sparked from his previous bush jacket work, which most of them are sold out, exhibited in the early 2000. This work of art, the last work of art, is by Ahmad Zuraimi Abdul Rahim. From the title Shovel or Gali, which is done in 2023, and draws the audience towards the artist's vision on identity and belonging, on sculptural approach, which witnessed the versions and variations of humankind's phenomenal existence. The artist describes the title of the work of art as a subject which addresses the artist's own experience in life as a son of a house builder, taking the shovel object as his subject, which is convenient towards the house builder's occupation. The artist himself explores and experiments the possibilities of the material of subject through its given characteristics, which is wood, which is to support or decay, and metal as to support or rust, which is an interplay between the existence of chaos and order in one's journey in life as a process to be viewed or to be embraced rather than disgraced. So we can say in a nutshell, altogether through the contemplation of idea and ideas of art itself, this My Idea art exhibition dedicated by the artist, which is Artist Gomen, art group members, celebrates the 5 features of art, which art provides satisfactions and sensation in regards to process and aesthetics. Then art mirrors reality experience like a window to the soul. Art further elevates our taste preference from the realms of the physical to intimate metaphysical contemplation. Art conceptualized creations of novelty in synthesizing creative process of originality, identity, and novelty, which are unconfined by the state of cliche, as well as art speaks itself as a prestigious possession or a sense of gratification in the eyes of its collector. So overall, as you can see from these works of art, we can actually categorize these works of art through different categories, which works of art such as Cerita Politik Perjuangan Selesai 2021 and YB Black Envelope 2022 probe political questions describing issues of Malaysia's political situation settings, and works of Bunga Saku 2022 and Capsule Vitamin Integrity #1 CVT1 2022, Al Mizan 2 2023, and Do It If You Dare 2022 address issues of unjustifiable economic consumption in regards to features of corruptions in an individual as well as a collective level and layers. So works as Melaka di Mata Dunia 2023, Mencari Arah 2022, Infinity Way 2023, and Inclined Man 2023 describes the social compass of mankind in life through the thrills as well as trenches of navigating one's life towards an eternal end. And exhibition works of QRID 2021, Autodidact 2022, Shovel or Gali 2023, and The Last Tooth 2023 explores the social discovery of social identity, social dignity, social belonging, as well as social responsibility in a vibrant social settings we find ourselves. And nevertheless, exhibited works as Hujung Penghujung Titiwangsa series 2023 and Mayang series 2023 unveils the social relationship between man and nature, which these works of art invites its audience to confront as well as conform towards such sublime relationship where our ancestors discover themselves. So with that, I'll end this video on the description of My Idea art exhibition. If all of you have time, please come visit the GMBB Mall, Bukit Bintang at Kuala Lumpur, on the first floor at Gallery APS, Angkatan Pelukis Malaysia, and come and visit the artworks presented by this collective art group, which is Artis Gomen. Thank you very much.